Hey, guys. We are back for day five. Day five. If this is your first day joining us, this is Midjourney Madness, where we are doing 21 days of Midjourney, right? Teaching you from the basics all the way to the advanced. We're kind of emulating the March Madness, Midjourney Madness. So here's a few of the topics we have already covered. If you haven't seen them, go back and watch the other ones in the list. I made a playlist. Okay, so we've gone over prompt structure. We've gone over the cheat code, kind of how do you come up with your own prompts, right? How do you get to write really detailed prompts? We went over parameters on day three, and yesterday we went into art styles. So we started looking at photography. Today we're going to go into paintings and illustrations. Now, the paintings and illustrations are going to be geared towards marketers and creatives. Okay, so there's thousands of art styles that Midjourney has been trained on. We're only going to deal with a few of them. Okay, so let's get going. And hey, and welcome. And we're going. Okay, so Midjourney Art Styles, day five of Midjourney Madness. My name is Jay Stone. I am a visual content strategist and I teach classes on AI. So we're going to go over paintings and illustrations for the art styles. Now, one of the resources I'm going to tell you about is the Mid Library. Okay, it is for Midjourney, and they keep it great. It's really updated well as a resource. We'll look at it in just a second. And so it's where you can look at artistic styles, right? So when it says artistic, it means artistic styles. When it says categories, it's really talking about some techniques. And then recently, over the last 6 months, they've started to add the SREF code library. So these are the styles that are built in to Midjourney models. And so Midjourney has its own like different styles that are not published anywhere, but people find these codes and say, hey, if you use this code, your images will have this particular aesthetic. Okay. And then we're also going to look at how we can use the Midjourney Explorer page to copy the prompts and copy the styles. And so today we're looking at art styles for paintings and illustrations. Let's go ahead and jump over to the Mid Library. Okay. So I'm going to go to Mid Library. And when you come to the midlibrary.io, it kind of looks like this. And as you see, they have like things that are popular on the homepage. But let's look at how we can go through this. So artistic styles generally are going to list artists. Now, I'm not going to talk about artists here, but I think it's great that they've trained Midjourney. Now, it's controversial, but they've trained Midjourney on some of the artists. And so if you actually want to make something look like Van Gogh, you can. Okay. And so there's hundreds, thousands of artists. Okay. And so if we go to the artistic, all right, if we go to artistic styles, those are going to be by the artist. So let's look at categories. Now, categories, you want to look at artistic techniques. Okay. So when I say art styles, these are going to be artistic techniques. And I'm going to go, there's 393 artistic styles. And then they kind of name them. And so when you mouse over or click once, that says lath art. That's the type of, that's the art style. Okay. This one, let's click on this one. This says Delft wear. So a lot of these I've never heard of before. Fabergé egg. I didn't realize that was an art style. Cloklahoma. I don't know what that is. But as you can see, just scroll through here and see something that you really like. And then when you see something that you really like, then, use that as the art style. Remember, we're going to go back to the prompt structure that we looked at in day one. And then, like I said, SREF codes, we're going to talk a lot more about these. We actually go into SREF codes or SREF codes. Let's see, what day am I talking about that? I don't know what day I'm talking about that. Oh, it's going to be on the 7th. Okay. On the 7th. All right. So we're going to talk about the SREF codes, but I just wanted you to see that there is a library. Okay. So now let's go over to Midjourney and go to the Explore page. So when we go to Midjourney to the Explore page, you can kind of scroll through. Let me get rid of this so you can see the whole thing. And you can do random. Okay. Random is just random things. Hot, like these are the things that are popular on Midjourney. And then you can go top for the day, top for the week, top for the month. And again, you can save things to where you like them. So let's go to top for the month and see what we like. So let's just say, and we're looking at paintings and illustrations. So let's just say we like this illustration. Okay. Cute crocodile playing a guitar, children's comic book. You can always select here in Midjourney style. Okay. And it'll use this image as a reference, right? And I might say, dog in the style of Henry, Matise. Okay, so it's just going to pull the style. It's going to use that image as a reference. Okay, now mind, we already talked about how to use the prompts. I could use the prompt to get the image. Okay, so I just copied this prompt by selecting that. And then you can do the prompt and the style. Okay, and then I'll do that. And so we'll go over and see how closely they came to what we were looking for. So as this moves forward, so all I used here was the image and say basically make this a dog. Now I got a cat here, but everything else is a dog and it looks similar to this guy here. Okay. So you can steal styles this way, particularly when we're talking about illustrations and paintings. In this one, the next one, I just chose the prompt. So by just selecting the prompt, it came out kind of, sort of, well, nothing like it, right? So I got closer giving me that dog, like with the reference image and the artist, okay? And then here we just use the prompt. So Midjourney gave us its interpretation of what we're asking for, right? And then the final set, we used the prompt and the thing. So let's go. I said, let's just put a dog. Let's do this one. Okay. So this one, it made it exactly very similar to the alligator or crocodile already. So these are really similar to the original one, which is this one. All right. Now let's see what happens when I tell it to make me a dog. So I got it made a dog down here, right, with only the image and a little bit of the prompt. So if I go with the exact prompt, now it's not only going to reference the style, it's going to it should reference the pose or the scenery. Okay. So I didn't see it didn't do that this time. Okay. So it doesn't have a guitar. It doesn't have any of that. So the image doesn't always work. However, the style often works, as we can see that we got what we're looking for with the dog. Okay. So Mid-Library and Midjourney are going to be the resources to kind of explore your different styles. Okay. Now, there are other ways that you can do it. You can go into Facebook groups. You can buy Midjourney prompt guides from other people. People share their prompts sometimes. And so don't be afraid to get in a place where people are prompt sharing, do prompt exchanges. All right. So now let's get into illustration styles. Illustration styles. So I'm going to go over 6. Digital illustration. Let's take a picture of the screen. Surreal, futuristic. We're going to do Zentangle and Zendoodle together. Hand drawn and funk art. Okay. Now let's break those into categories. a lot of the marketing styles that you will see. So people asking me, hey, how do you get the images? We love your images. Here are some of the art styles that I use. So digital illustration, okay, surreal, and futuristic illustration. And what I did was I'm giving you the prompts to take a picture of the screen, and you can kind of, or pause the video, and you can see the prompt. Okay, so it's the art style, then illustration. Little girl in a lime green riding hood, right? Little Red Riding Hood, on a gray couch, background in black and white hues. Okay, did a chaos of 30, style 1-to-1, and I did a low stylization because it was giving me like yellow and red and pink, and I wanted to adhere to the prompt. I wanted to be in the hues of my brand colors. So that lime green and gray and black and white are my brand colors. So I have a low stylization, but kind of a higher chaos. Okay. And so I changed up, all I did was change the art style here. So digital illustration, here's what I got. Surreal illustration, here's what I got. And futuristic illustration, here is what I got. So these are 3 popular marketing styles. Now let's go into fine art. Now this is for your creatives, right? So this is if you want to do, artwork to go on a book cover, artwork that you want to just sell, printables, postcards, things like that. So as you can see, these look more closely related to what you might see in Michael's. Okay, so hand-drawn illustration. Okay, hand-drawn illustration. So that was the art style. Zentangle. And Zentangle is kind of a picturesque, relaxing thing. And then, I'm sorry for the little bell in the background. That is my puppy. All right. And he's got a bell on his neck because Sir Jax is always into things. So that's the only way I can keep an eye on him. Jax. So sorry about that. The funk art illustration, right, is what I use. And again, it's the same prompt as before. Okay, so this is the fine art, and then this is marketing styles. Fine art and marketing styles. All right, so let's compare Zentangle and Zendoodle. So that's what I was going to say. So Zentangle is kind of an art style where the lines are kind of tangled in together to weave a piece of art. And Zendoodle is more like little circle doodles. Like if someone was doodling, it would look like that, and it makes up the image. So this is kind of a Zentangle, right? Lots of Zentangles used in coloring books. And then Zendoodle. Now tomorrow we will be doing cartoons, and we'll get into coloring pages. Okay, so tomorrow we'll get into coloring pages. All right, so now let's look at the painting styles. All right, so take a picture of this screen. We've got watercolor, pop art, oil painting, abstract, airbrush and digital airbrush, and street art. So here's where I changed the prompt a little bit. I went with an African-American girl. I just said Black girl. And so here's the abstract painting. Okay, these are the marketing styles. So this is what you see. Things look like, you'll see something like this in a Starbucks ad. You'll see something like this on the cover of, different journals, things like that. Okay, so a lot of marketing materials will kind of have this abstract painting finish to it. All right, pop art, Jax. Pop art painting, right? We'll kind of have this pop art painting. All right, and then we have street art. Okay, street art. So these are marketing styles, very popular. I use all of these. These might look similar to my images. Okay. And then fine art, right? You see a lot of things that look similar to this on Etsy, right? We've got airbrush painting, watercolor, and oil painting. Airbrush, watercolor, and oil painting, okay? And so I like oil a lot, okay? When I want to kind of have a very classic look, but the newer looks are airbrush and digital airbrush. You'll see that a lot in the prompts, okay? And that kind of gives it more of that, artistic airbrush kind of t-shirt fair kind of thing. All right. And then watercolor painting. Okay. Watercolor, you see that a lot in like florals, you see that a lot in abstracts, backgrounds, interiors, things like that. Okay. All right. So then you can blend the art styles. Okay. You can blend the art styles. All right. So here are some blends. I did street art, pop art, and Zentangle painting. And then here's the rest of the prompt. Little Asian girl in a lime green riding hood on a gray couch and background with blues and white, black and white hues. So I changed the ethnicity of the little girl. And then I put in 3 types of art: street art, pop art, Zentangle painting. Okay. So that's number 1. That's what it looks like. Okay. So don't be afraid to blend art styles. And then here's another one. I did street art, pop art, Zentangle painting of an Asian girl in a hood. This is number 2. Okay. Number 2. So these are how they all come out. So don't be afraid to blend art styles. Okay. So that's it for today. Now, I know you're like, well, how do we keep up with all these art styles? I have something called a guide, right? And it's 7 different guides. So I have a art style bundle, 7 different art styles. 7 different bundles, 200 different art styles. Okay, 200 different art styles. And this goes really deep into, photography, lighting, camera styles, things like that. So it's 7 of them. And here's a great thing. I did them so that you can see these samples in Dolly. Let me see. In both Dolly and in Midjourney. Okay. So a lot of times, if you can see this, you'll see that you get to see the 2 different styles, and I give you the prompt that I used. Okay. So this gives you a lot of different things, and it gives you a few other things called themes, right? So you can do things like military theme, Barbie theme, those can influence your art styles. Okay. Those can influence your art styles. So I'm looking forward to playing around with you guys. Also, take a look at the Midjourney Ultra course. This really will teach you how to prompt better, right? And do a better job of getting the images that you want. Okay. So that being said, we will see you back here, guys. Back here. I'm going to tomorrow cartoons. So I think a lot of you guys want to do the cartoons and the illustrations, but I promise you, if you just spend your time playing with art styles, you'll get some amazing things. And then I'll be able to teach you how to take your unique art style and replicate it with style reference. Okay. All right. That's it for me. We'll see you guys back here tomorrow. Thanks.